Welcome to the North Syracuse District Goal Indicator Introduction video series.
The intent of this series is to establish a common introductory understanding of our high leverage indicators, as well as the rubric language that is connected to each. These videos are not intended to be a one-size-fits-all or an answer key, nor are they intended to be an evaluation of one's entire practice.
Our hope is that they will support you in understanding what evidence might look like for each of these indicators and why it might fall under one category or another on the rubric. We hope this video on student engagement facilitates your understanding and construction of new knowledge.
Each video frames the content in three ways. The mindset of considering here's what, so what, and now what supports us in articulating more clearly what each indicator is and then applying this understanding directly to our practice.
Please feel free to pause the video at any time to meet your own learning needs. We hope this information helps us moving forward as we build a culture of learning for both students and adults. While it would be impossible to take a comprehensive look at what research states about student engagement, some of the leading figures in this area offer the following thoughts. Feel free to pause the video at this point if you are interested in reading in more detail. What we do notice are some common elements in these and other research examples.
So let's consider how these bodies of research are the same and identify the major components they have in common. Whether considering the work of Schlechte, Marzano and Pickering, or McLaughlin's research, some underlying agreements across all of their work are the following points.
There are multiple components to student engagement and many areas in which they can be engaged or disengaged.
Instructionally, higher level or cognitive engagement results in more effective student learning.
Specific questions should be considered in planning and designing instruction that will result in cognitive engagement. Having established some common tenets of student engagement, let's begin to look at practice. Using these commonalities as a baseline for why student engagement is important, let's take a look at a brief video clip with these simple directions.
Click on the icon above and view this example video from the 1-minute mark to the 5-minute mark.
Look for evidence of student engagement during the segment of a larger lesson and write down a few notes about what it looks like or what you see and hear.
Try to avoid bias, inference, or personal opinion in your notes and observations.
Please feel free to pause the video at any time.
Ready, stop! Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
A declarative sentence
A declarative sentence
is a sentence that tells you something.
is a sentence that tells you something.
It ends in a period.
It ends in a period.
An interrogative sentence
An interrogative sentence
is a sentence
is a sentence
that asks a question.
that asks a question.
It ends in a question mark.
It ends in a question mark.
Ready, stop!
Ready, stop.
To discuss with the person next to you, I want you to flip roles. Ones are now twos. Twos are now ones. Okay? I want you to talk everything, or tell the person next to you everything you know about imperative and exclamatory sentences. Teach.
Oh, okay.
Ready, switch. Ready, stop. Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
An imperative sentence
An imperative sentence
gives a command
Gives a command.
It gives a command.
It gives a command.
A sentence that gives a command
A sentence that gives a command
is an imperative sentence.
is an imperative sentence.
An exclamatory sentence
An exclamatory sentence
has strong feeling
has strong feelings
and shows surprise.
and shows surprise.
It ends in an exclamation point.
It ends in an exclamation point.
An imperative sentence
An imperative sentence
ends in a period.
ends in a period.
Stop, stop, stop.
Stop.
And stop. Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
The subject
The subject
is the part of the sentence
is the part of the sentence
that tells you
that tells you
who
who
or what
or what
the sentence is about.
the sentence is about.
All the words
All the words
in the subject
in the subject
is the complete subject.
is a complete subject.
The simple subject
The simple subject
is the most important word
is the most important word
in the subject.
in the subject.
Stop, stop, stop.
Stop, stop, stop.
Now I want you to talk to the person next to you. Just
At this point, take a moment to look over your notes from the video clip as we begin to compare the evidence collected to our rubric language. Student engagement is one of two indicators located in Standard 3, Element 1. Note some key words in the indicator description taken from our rubric.
And now let's take a look at the rubric itself. As we move from ineffective to highly effective, let's mark some of the words that articulate what evidence of student engagement should look like at each of the levels of practice.
At the ineffective level, you may note some indicator language such as low cognitive or little interaction.
At the developing indicator, you might notice insufficient level of cognitive challenge or occasional.
As we move to the effective level, the wording changes to appropriately high level of cognitive, regular and ongoing, and teacher and peers.
And at the highly effective level, we have appropriately high level, cognitive, regular and ongoing, teacher and peers, and students initiate interactions.
So as you look back at the notes or observations you made, some of them may look similar to these. When we take a look at those pieces of observable evidence and place them alongside the key words we just noted from the indicator, how might you answer the following questions?
What evidence might reflect student engagement at the developing level? What evidence might reflect student engagement at the highly effective level? What evidence might support or refute this being highly effective? For this segment of video, what level does the preponderance of evidence show? As a takeaway from looking at the research, the rubric, and a small segment of instruction, please answer these two questions as a way to apply any new learning to your current practice as we close with considering now what.
First, take a moment and consider how the teacher may have designed a learning experience that would have provided evidence of student engagement at the effective or highly effective level. And also, take a minute to pause the video, jot down a specific example of a lesson where you might design a learning experience which provides evidence of student engagement at the effective or highly effective level.
As we close this video, and in an effort to model the model, we would like to offer a KWLQ strategy to recap our thinking. First, this video was intended to briefly summarize what we know about this indicator. Although not comprehensive, certain commonalities across the research were identified.
Second, we wanted to know how this might look during a segment of someone's teaching and how the different levels of effectiveness are articulated within the rubric.
Third, we hope you learned about where evidence from instruction might fit in on the rubric and where you might apply this in your own practice.
Finally, and most importantly, We know the next question may be for you to ask, how do I do this more effectively in my classroom? Or where can I go for support? Please feel free to visit both the Professional Development and the Consultant Teacher web pages for more resources, ideas, videos, and supports.
We hope this has helped establish a common understanding around this indicator and that you can build on it in the future. Thank you.